the things that we're going to do here in the truck interior restore is there's a couple of things here. This right here, this piece, and this piece right here. These are out of a Ford on a pick, at a pick and pull. And this here was the original that came out of my Ford. And as you can see, when I took it out, it just shattered. It was very brittle, and that's the original color. And so those are just a couple of pieces. These are what you call pillar molding. And so what has to happen here, this one's in really good shape. It's fully intact. It's got the tabs on it, but it's the wrong color. This is, I think this is saddle. So what's going to have to happen at some point is I'm going to have to clean this up, and then what I'm going to do is paint it. I'll show you that process when I get to it. And I've got a full left and right, so what I'm going to do is, by the way, I'm going to paint it and try to match this color, which is a, I forgot what color red they called it, but it's, the interior is all red. It's basically kind of like a burgundy red. I think they might have called it caramel back in 1980. But it's this piece right here. The problem with there you can see it now. The problem with what's happening in the United States is that a lot of these parts you can't be found, and if you can't, and definitely the pillars, you can't find them. You could find door panels, you could find replications, but not exact replications of pockets, what they call door pockets, and they're okay priced. But if you find the original, especially in the door pockets, you're going to have something that was originally in the truck, which I have, and I'll show that later. But this is just sort of a pre-video on what's going to have to happen here before I get to ripping off the dash, and I'm going to have to restore the dash. And I could buy a new dash, sure, but like I was saying, that there's parts that you can't get, like these pillars, and there's parts you can get, like the dash, but they're either exorbitantly expensive or they can't be found. Pillars can't be found, dash can be found, and you're looking at anywhere between mid to upper 200s to 400s, $500. So this stuff is all going to, by the way, go away probably, and so you have to prepare for it. So what we're going to have to do in this country is learn how to restore our own and mend and repair our own products, which I believe is better anyway, because then we know how to do it, one, which is going to be necessary, especially if you are in a spot where you need to repair something and there's no products and there's no supply chain, or our government has outright banned it. So on this part here, what I'm going to do is I've got to repair this tab. It should look something like this here. So you can see it cracked off here, so I'm going to have to repair it, which I'll show you, and then drill a hole that size right there into it, right there. I'll show you how to do that, but this is going to be kind of probably a longer process than I thought. The seat upholstery comes in a kit, which you can get, but there's going to be foam repair to the seat. It's not really in bad shape, but I'll show you that when I get to it. The dash and the interior is going to have to be repainted. They took it and repainted it totally black, and it used to be, interior used to be this color totally. So I'm going to try and restore the interior dash in situ And then I've got some other things that I'm doing. This is the original dash, where the gauges go here, and it's got this wood grain on it. Thank God they had this when they gave it to me. So I'm gonna put this back in, but dash gauges go in here. Speedometer, there's a spot for a tachometer. I found one, believe it or not, from 1986. That I'm gonna put it in, and then I'm gonna, the gauges here, ammeter, oil, temperature, and I can't believe it, there's and the fuel gauge goes in here. So, and then of course the air gauges, or the air vents, go here, which I've already pulled out. So by the time I get done, it's gonna look like I walked up, hopefully it's gonna look like I walked off the showroom in 1980. And actually mine was made in late 79, and it was bought in December of 1979 in Tennessee. That's where my truck was. That's where my truck was bought. Made its way to North Carolina, and I got it for a song, and then as you know, restored it. So anyway, that's where we're going. Cab repair, paint, and then when we get to the dash, that's going to be the real labor intensive part, because I got to fix dash cracks, and I'll show you how to fix a dash crack in any car when we get to it. Okay.